Foundations. The foundation of a building is the deal maker or breaker, depending on, if it's a good foundation or not. So whoever is constructing the institution needs to have a good foundation. And the foundation of the United States, when we talk about the founding fathers and mothers, this was their responsibility. With that in mind, it's usually pretty, surprising when people find out that our founding fathers and mothers failed the first time that they tried to make a foundation. The very first form of government that the United States had was called the Articles of Confederation. And they were really, really hardcore about democracy. They were really hardcore about states' rights. They wanted the individual states to be able to, do their own thing. So those two things were valued really above everything else. So, and the anti-tax thing, because, Murica. The problem was, when a group of people started a rebellion called Shays' Rebellion, never underestimate an angry farmer with a pitchfork, gasoline, and matches, or lots of them, in a group together. When this group of people called Shays' Rebellion started marching across the country and burning stuff down, there really wasn't anything that the U.S. could do about it. We didn't have an army. We couldn't use taxes to build and pay for an army. What are you going to do? Now, there were a lot of problems with the Articles of Confederation, but three of the most obvious, the glaringly obvious, were, number one, it didn't give the government the power to levy taxes, which I know we hate taxes, Murica, but we also really need taxes, to pay for stuff like roads, infrastructure, schools, the United States Postal Service. Think about this, and this might be the first time you ever have. Flush toilets. Aren't you thankful that you can flush a toilet and the contents of the toilet go somewhere else? Somewhere outside of the realm of your responsibility? Yeah, that's called infrastructure, and it takes taxes, okay? So as much as we hate paying taxes, we also like to be able to flush the toilet. Probably the biggest problem with the Articles of Confederation, though, was it was just too weak. It didn't allow for a strong centralized government where we had, some kind of central authority that could make decisions and then organize the rest of the country and carry out plans. So they scrapped the Articles of Confederation. And this young man named James Madison had an idea. He and a bunch of other people wrote this paragraph called the Preamble to the Constitution. And it beautifully lays out the things that a government should do. If you're going to have a government that is ruled by the people, by the peasants, these are the 6 things that government should be able to do. And it starts out with 3 really powerful words. We, the people. We, the people of the United States. Because our government is made up of, by us. So the first 3 words of our Constitution make clear that in the United States of America, our government is made by we, the people. The Constitution is broken into 7 sections, and in Constitution language, they're called articles, the 7 articles of the Constitution. And because I'm already bored, let me put it to you this way. Oh, let me get a little drink first. Product placement. This is the only thing I know what to use my tool belt for because my husband won't let me play with any of the tools. Are you ready? 7 articles of the Constitution. So the 7th one kind of like gives a little history lesson. So those are the 7 articles of the Constitution. And we'll learn more about that this year. The important takeaway, if a building is going to be built, and it's going to be built well, and you want it to last a long time, you've got to have a solid foundation. And the Articles of Confederation were not cutting it. So our founding fathers and mothers had the guts to admit that, which is awesome, okay? Admitting that a problem exists is a really important step. They admitted that was a problem, and instead of just wallowing in misery of failure, they failed forward and decided to try again. And that's what brought us to the beauty of the Constitution. Now, the Constitution wasn't perfect either. As a matter of fact, one of the first things that they did after they ratified the Constitution was they added to it. And that's where we get the Bill of Rights.